Hi, I'm the Story Nerd, the lead dev at Story Nerd Studios. I'm working on a top-down 2D Souls-like set in a hollow earth, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I am not a level designer. I'm barely handling basic game design, let's be real. But let's change that. First things first, I drew out a map of the first level, with some details taken out so I don't spoil things. I have specific boss rooms, rooms with special interactions, and I even plotted out my save points. It didn't take too long, and I tried to take some inspiration from Metrovania world design, with some paths crossing over others as you gradually move further. I think it looks pretty good, myself. A map doesn't mean anything, though, if it's not, if the world doesn't exist. So let's make the actual levels. My blocking process was fairly quick and repetitive, but we got the first half of the map made, though it's really barren right now. We'll populate it with enemies and decor in another video, but I already have some idea of what I want in each room, at very least theming wise. While I'm still blocking out the levels in the background, I can talk a little about the demo of the game. Now, the beta is up on itch.io right now for anyone to play, link in the description, please give me feedback. But the demo, we got a ways to go for the demo. I want this entire first area in the demo, or at very least most of this area. But that means we need 4 more bosses, several new weapons, 3 new environments, at least 5 new enemies, multiple cutscenes. A lot. A heck of a lot. Oh, and sound design. Would you guys want to see a video all about sound design? And follow up, is there a sound designer that would be down to let me interview them in a video? I think it would be pretty fun to do an interview of that. Anyway, I think that's what I want to do next, because we're getting really deep without any sounds, and it kind of needs it. Now that the level designing is done, I want to design some props that we can sprinkle around the map to add some visual flair. Here are some stalagmites. Here's a big rock. You can break both of these, and I think they'll make for great decorations. I don't really have any more ideas for decorations, aside from the trees we already have, so if you have any ideas, leave them down in the comments. Please, these stalagmites and rocks are not enough to carry the entire game. With these new props and new levels, it's time to redo the tutorial sequence. The old sequence is fine, I guess, but we could do better. Taking an idea from a fan game I've been working on, Devlog on that later, I made these objects that display different messages when the player gets close enough to them. These messages progress naturally through the level as the player explores the first few rooms, going over the basics. The player can use these to learn, or just completely ignore them if they already know how to use them, which I really like. Taking a break from the level design, I started on the first ranged weapon in the game, the quick shot. This has been in the game for a while. If you really want to get technical about it, it's actually the first weapon that a game ever had. But I took it out ever since the last combat update because I didn't really like how I implemented it. But now we're back, and it's looking snazzier than ever. I added a bit of recoil to the gun so that the player feels how strong the weapon really is. This isn't how strong it'll actually be for this weapon, but the functionality is there for bigger guns to really pack a punch. I got a shield working too, which turns your equipped weapon into an energy shield. Different weapons will provide different levels of protection. For example, the quick blade only will probably do like 40 damage negation, at least for now, that's what I have in right now. But a shield will just like negate all the damage. That said, all the damage that's negated gets sapped away from your energy instead, so there's a bit of a trade-off. Or, if you're skilled enough and the incoming attack is parryable, you can parry it by activating your shield at the perfect time. This parry can interrupt attacks and leave enemies open for a lot of damage. I also finally got around to adding weapon skills, different abilities that come with your weapons. The quick blade has a counterattack that, once timed correctly, negates all damage and retaliates with a pretty beefy attack. The quick shot skill is the charge shot, which is just a heavier hitting version of the quick shot. For the parry and the counter, I really need as much feedback on that as possible. When I play games, I prefer not to parry, to be honest, because out-bonking the opponent is way more fun for me. But I wanted to add it because I know a lot of people love a good parry, and I can appreciate a good parry at very least. And yeah, that just about covers everything. If you'd like to wishlist the Descent, a link is in the description, as well as links to all of my socials. There's also a link to the Discord server, of course, where there's way more frequent updates on the game, as well as other videos that are coming out. Thank you all for watching, subscribe, leave a like if you enjoyed, and have a good rest of your day.